Welcome back to Darnley Cyber Cafe, the show where we pour out what the headlines skim over. Tune in, unwind with your preferred cup of Java, not script. I'm your host, Darnley, and if this is your first time here at the cafe, big welcome. Grab a cup and stay a while. Ask yourself something for me. When was the last time you used an AI chatbot, such as ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, whatever your tool of choice is, and just followed the link it gave you? No second guessing, no search engine cross-check. The AI said it, you clicked it. Most of us have done it. It feels safe. It feels like the AI did the research so you didn't have to. That instinct is exactly what threat actors are now exploiting at scale. This week, Microsoft's Defender experts dropped a report documenting an active cryptojacking campaign, and the delivery mechanism should change how every single one of us interacts with AI tools. Because this campaign did not just use poison search results to push malware. In April of 2026, Microsoft observed users being directed to attacker-controlled domains through AI chatbot interactions. Not SEO, not a phishing email. The AI recommended the malicious site. Let that land for a moment, because this is what I'm unpacking today. Okay, let me set the crime scene. This campaign targets people searching for trusted system utilities and hardware monitoring. We're talking names you recognize if you're into PC performance, such as Crystal Disk Info, HW Monitor, Furmark, Display Driver Uninstaller, K-Lite Codec Pack, and PDF Gear. These are not obscure tools. These are the exact downloads that power users, PC builders, IT staff, and enthusiasts reach for all the time. If you ever stress tested a GPU, checked thermals, or cleaned up old video drivers, you'll know the software. The threat actor built fake download sites impersonating these legitimate tools. First, they gamed traditional search engine results through SEO poisoning, a technique the Cafe episode has covered before. You search for a tool, a malicious site ranks near the top, you download a zip file. Now you're compromised. That's the old version of the attack. What Microsoft documented in April of 2026 is the evolution. Users querying AI chatbots for software download recommendations were presented with links to those attacker-controlled domains directly inside the AI's response. Microsoft corroborated this by analyzing virus tool scan data, which showed traffic metadata referencing chatbot interactions as a potential referral source for these malicious domains. So I'm going to be a bit more precise here. Microsoft characterized this as consistent with emerging techniques in AI search result poisoning. It's observed and correlated. Not yet the subject of a smoking gun proof of a direct model compromise, but the pattern is there and it's credible. Over 150 malicious domains have been identified, all hosted on Dinu, a dynamic DNS provider with a documented history of threat actor abuse, all serving the same poison software packages. Now let's talk about what actually happens if you click that download. You get a zip archive. Inside that archive is a legitimate executable, the real software you were looking for, plus a rogue DLL file called autorun.dll. When you launch the legitimate binary, that DLL gets sideloaded automatically. DLL sideloading is not anything new. It's a technique that abuses Windows' trusted application loading process. The operating system doesn't ask questions when a known binary loads a library from the same folder. It just runs it. Attackers have been weaponizing this for years, but it remains devastatingly effective against users who are not running endpoint protection that monitors for it. Now, that rogue DLL installs a second malicious library, vcredist_x64.dll. Using the legitimate Windows installer processes MSI exec.exe, that payload deploys a full Screen Connect remote access client. Now, Screen Connect is a legitimate remote access software used daily by IT support teams everywhere, including by some of my colleagues in the industry. The attacker isn't deploying scary-looking malware here. They're deploying a trusted commercial tool that Windows security products generally don't flag, configured to phone home to an attacker-controlled server at the IP 193.42.11.108. Once that connection is established, a binary called simplerunpe.exe arrives. And this is where the campaign shifts from crypto mining into something that should keep you slightly unsettled. simplerunpe sets up a registry run keys and scheduled tasks for persistence. It configures Microsoft Defender exclusions to blind your own antivirus. It runs anti-analysis checks to detect if you're in a sandbox or looking at it with tools like Process Hacker or Process Explorer. And if it detects those, it immediately kills the mining process to stay hidden. Pretty sneaky if I say so myself. Then it uses process howling, injecting mining code into legitimate Microsoft-signed binary to run the actual miner. The miner payload supports three tools: gminer, lolminer, and srbminer-multi. All well known in the crypto mining community, all legitimately used for GPU mining. Here, deploy without your consent on your hardware, profiting the attacker. And the persistence mechanism recreates itself if removed. Defender exclusions get reconfigured if they cleaned up. It is not a fire and forget payload. It is designed to stay. Now, let me talk about who this campaign is after, because it is not meant to be random. The software being impersonated, GPU stress tests, hardware monitors, display driver tools. This is enthusiast and professional hardware territory. The attacker isn't trying to infect the maximum number of machines. They're trying to infect the right machines, the one with high-end GPUs, such as RTX 4090s, AMD RX 7900s, workstation class cards, the machines worth mining on. This is a quality over quantity strategy, and it has a second layer. Remember, Screen Connect gives the attacker persistent remote access to your machine after the infection. The crypto mining is the revenue model today, but that same process pathway can be used tomorrow for data theft, lateral movement if you're on a corporate network, or as the initial access vector for a ransomware deployment. You think you've got a slow computer? You don't realize you've handed someone a key to your front door. And here's something I keep telling all kinds of people because they forget the state today. You don't have to be an IT professional or a hardcore PC builder to get hit by this. You just have to trust your AI chatbot and not verify the link. Let me zoom out here, because what Microsoft documented is part of a much larger accelerating pattern. Traditional SEO poisoning manipulates search engine rankings. Attackers build pages packed with keywords, earn backlinks, and push malicious content into Google's top results. It's been a persistent problem for over a decade. AI search result poisoning is SEO poisoning adapted for the era of large language models. Now here's how it works in practice. AI chatbots, bots, and AI-powered search tools pull information from the web when generating responses. if a threat actor can seed the web through enough content pointing to their malicious domains, even indirectly through link structures, citations, and web reputation signals. Those domains start appearing in AI-generated recommendations. The models aren't hacked. They are being fed poisoned inputs and reflecting them back to users as authoritative recommendations. Now, how fast can this happen? Security researcher Bruce Shiner ran an experiment in February of 2026. A single fabricated article on a personal website was enough to get Google AI overviews and ChatGPT repeating invented information as fact, all within 24 hours. Now, this isn't theoretical. Google's own April 2026 field study across 2 to 3 billion crawled web pages per month documented a 32% relative increase in malicious indirect prompt injection activity between November 2025 and February 2026. Payloads designed to redirect AI-mediated recommendations to attacker-controlled destinations. We've also seen this pattern used outside of malware delivery. In August of 2025, the Washington Post reported multiple cases of Google's AI-generated summaries surfacing fraudulent customer service phone numbers. Users searching for help from legitimate businesses were connected directly to scam call centers. The attackers didn't breach Google. They just knew how the AI indexes and surfaces information. They worked within the system. The AI is a surface, and right now, it's an underdefended one. Okay, so you've heard the threat. Hopefully you're not too scared, but let me talk about what you actually can do about it. 6 takeaways, concrete and easily digestible. Takeaway number 1, never download software from a link an AI gives you without verification. I don't care how confident AI sounds. The link needs to be independently verified before you click it. AI chatbots can be wrong. Newsflash. And if anything we established today, they can actively be manipulated into surfacing malicious links. The AI is not vetting the URL. You need to. Takeaway number 2, always go to the official source. If you're downloading Crystal Disk Info, go to crystalmark.info. If you're downloading HW Monitor, go to cpuid.com. Bookmark the official sites for your go-to utilities. The developer's official site, the GitHub repo, the publisher's direct download page. Those are your sources, not a third-party mirror, not a AI recommendation, not a search result that you have not verified. Takeaway number 3, check what you're about to run before you run it. On Windows, right-click any executable before launching it and check Properties, specifically the Digital Signatures tab. Legitimate software from known developers are signed. If a downloaded binary does not have a valid digital signature, full stop. If the signature doesn't match the company you think you're downloading from, stop. This takes 30 seconds and catches a huge percentage of these attacks. Takeaway number 4, treat unusual PC behavior as a potential indicator. Crypto mining malware hammers your GPU and your CPU. If your machine suddenly runs hot, your fans spin consistently, your electricity bill creeps up, or your system is sluggish for no obvious reason, those are symptoms. Kind of old school, if I say so. Open Task Manager, check your GPU utilization. If something is pegging your hardware and you cannot identify the process, that is worth investigating, not dismissing. Takeaway number 5, endpoint protection matters, and Defender alone isn't enough here. The campaign specifically configures Microsoft Defender exclusions to avoid detection. I'm not saying ditch Defender, it is a solid baseline, but layer it. Run a reputable third-party endpoint solution alongside of it. Look at tools that monitor for DLL sideloading, unusual screen connect, or remote access deployments, and process howling behavior. Enterprise listeners, if your SOC should have visibility into unexpected Screen Connect deployments or endpoints. Check with them if you're not sure. Takeaway number 6. Treat AI recommendations like you would treat search results, with a healthy skepticism. We taught ourselves over the past decade to be somewhat skeptical of search results. We learned to look past the paid ads, to check URLs, to not just click the top result blindly. We need to rebuild those same habits for AI interactions. The AI is not infallible. It does not independently vet every link it surfaces. When a download is involved, verify before you trust. I want to leave you with this. Every time I cover a new attack in this cafe, the Bitwarden CLI compromise in a previous episode, and the AI-assisted 0 days before that, firmware implants on the Dark Roast show, there's a thread that connects it all. No single tool is your backstop. Not your antivirus, not your firewall, not your AI assistant, and not your own vigilance on its own. Security is a posture. It's multi-layered, deliberate, and an ongoing practice. This campaign works specifically because people trust their AI tools implicitly. The same way early SEO poisoning worked because people trusted their search engine results implicitly. Trust is not verification. Get in the habit of verifying. If today's episode gave you something to think about, do me a favor. Follow the cafe, leave a rating, or share this with someone who needs to hear it. It costs you nothing and keeps this conversation going. I'm Darnley, and this has been Darnley's Cyber Cafe, where your digital exhaust stops here. Stay sharp, stay private, and remember, the less you leave behind, the less they have on you.